Hello everybody and καλώς ήρθατε to a brand new episode. I'm babifly and today we're playing the much expected Crusader Kings 3. It's one of my favorite titles. I have played Crusader Kings 1 and it was the first to actually introduce me to the genre of kingdom building and simulation, so medieval-esque simulation game. It's really nice, it's really great. You actually play as a specific person, as part of a dynasty, and you live the life of that person, and as soon as that person dies, then the mantle of control passes over to the next heir. And this actually goes on and on until 1453, and which is the natural end of the game. And at that point you are given a score of how well you did compared to other historical families. The game is really good, it's open-ended, there is no particular goal that you have to do, but basically what the third installment offers to you is the concept of role-playing the game. So let's dive right into it and let's choose which one to play. So I'm gonna choose a ruler from 867, which is the earliest on, and I don't want to play as these 15 people, so I have the chance to actually play as these 15 monarchs. As you see here, you can have some from Sweden and England. You can also play as some from Hungary, so Western Europe and everything. You can even play specific rulers of the Carolingian dynasty, which is really interesting because the story was so much filled with intrigue and whatnot. However, I'm gonna choose to play as a specific ruler. I have someone in mind, and the last time that you asked me where I'm actually from Greece, and basically I want to play as the ruler of my hometown. So as I said, I am from Greece, but I'm not from Athens. Athens is the capital of Greece right now, but back in the Byzantine era, Thessaloniki, my hometown, used to be the second largest city of the empire. So let's dive right into it and let's get to the province of Thessalonica. The province of Thessalonica is governed by Dukes Ioannes of Thessalonica, and he's not a historical person per se, but this will do actually. So let's get right into the game. Before I start, let's enable the Ironman thing, because I really want to be playing anything that I do in the game is actually gonna stay put, and the game is gonna save itself a lot so that I don't have a chance to actually do so otherwise. And it's quite good because it gives a much more definite viewpoint of everything that I do and play. Okay, so I'm gonna open the babifly save and try to play as the Duke of Thessalonica. So basically there's gonna be so many Greek names, so I'm gonna use the Greek pronunciation. If you do have a trouble with that, just pause the game at the right time and familiarize yourself with that name. It's not difficult per se, but what you see might sometimes be pronounced a little bit different, not extravagantly so. So I'm gonna start the game at the lowest speed. I'm gonna keep it on without pausing everything. So let's dive right into the game and play. First and foremost, we're playing as the Dukes of Thessalonica, and here you see our traits. So we are humble, we are callous, humble and callous. Okay. We are temperate, and we are charismatic negotiators, and these are our characteristics as well. So basically we are good at diplomacy and learning. The second best is the martial, and then we're not that good at stewardship and intrigue. In fact, as the game says, we are terrible. So it is what it is. But first and foremost, let's celebrate our wedding. So with my marriage to Duchess Nikareti, the realm expects us to throw a suitably extravagant wedding celebration. It is well within my right to collect a royal aid duty as part of this, but some may consider it tasteless to levy an extra tax during a time of jubilation. I'm definitely with them. I don't need the money. You see, we're gaining 3.3, and if we amass some money, we're gonna get 75, which actually roughly equals up to 3 years of time, I think so. But if I choose to let my subjects enjoy the festivities without worry or care, we're gonna get a 300 year equivalent bonus. Is that correct? I think so. So let's just do so and just let our subjects indulge and live their life, enjoy, revel in the celebrations of our wedding. So we are married to Duchess Nikarete of Thessalonica. She's a just, temperate, chaste individual. She's a flamboyant trickster. She's well versed in the art of intrigue, but her intrigue is not good because she's just. So it suffers a bit. She's terrible at that, in fact, but she has an average martial score and diplomacy. So basically, all these stats actually contribute to our assistance. So she assists us by providing us with these extra bonuses. So +1 to diplomacy, +2 to martial, +1 to stewardship, +1 to intrigue and learning. All these totals up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we ask her to specialize in a specific sector, she won't contribute as equal bonuses as these. So right now I think we are okay by having Nikarete help us, generally speaking, in the rulership. Oh, our emperor has granted us the Duchy of Strymon. So let's step right into it and let me explain to you some things about ruling a duchy. So we are the Duke of Thessalonica and now we are the Duke of Strymon. So you see that the Duchy of Thessalonica extends to that purple area that you see here. So basically the counties of Varia, Thessalonica and Chalkidiki are part of the Duchy of Thessalonica, and the Duchy of Strymon extends up to the counties of Ceres and Monsinopolis. However, you're going to ask about Thessalia and Thessaliotis, right? These are our vassals. These are the counts. So basically, Count Leon of Thessalia is both the Count of Thessalia and Thessaliotis, and he's our vassal. According to the medieval law, all these nobles were obliged to sign a contract to their higher-ups. So as dukes, we have signed a contract with our basilephs, with our emperor, a contract that states that we are part of their rulership. So basically that's why they are the rulers of Byzantine Empire. Subsequently so, these counts here, so Count Leon has signed a contract with us by that he is the Count of Thessalia and Thessaliotis, and he gives us a little bit of his money and a little bit of his people when the time comes. When I say people, I mean soldiers, right? So these are our vassals here. You see the realm here consists of 4 different vassals, 2 republic vassals and 2 feudal ones. The republic are the mayors of the cities that are part of our domain and of our direct rulership, right? So basically you see here that the city of Maglen and city of Ginekokastron actually serve us. They have sworn fealty to us. And likewise, 2 other feudal vassals exist, the Count of Monsinopolis and the Count of Thessalia. It's worth mentioning that the Count of Monsinopolis also has 2 other counties under his sleeve, the County of Ceres and the County of Chalkidiki. Too much? Well, you won't be that confused as you get familiarized with what you see here. It used to be a really fucked up system back then in the medieval era. However, right now by explaining it more, I hope I get to shed some light into what you see here. So we can choose a lifestyle, and from these 5 lifestyles that we have, I'd pretty much prefer diplomacy because we are well trained, well versed in diplomacy, in the art of diplomacy. And from what I see here, we've been trained to be august. So we have benevolent intent, our space scheme power is increased. Okay, so basically we can organize schemes even better. We have a firm hand, which gives us a monthly prestige per dread. So ruling with dread is actually good. I'm gonna come to dread in a bit. We are the Praetorian Guard. Our monthly prestige per knight is +2%. So we need to have as many knights as we can. We have an inspiring rule. We get a monthly prestige per powerful vassal on the council. Cool. So we want our powerful vassals to be part of the council. And we are true rulers. The offer of vassalization acceptance gets increased by 25, which is really good. We can actually convince people to come to our duchy and be part of our duchy. So basically, let me explain to you about dread, but before I do that, let me just choose a lifestyle, because I'm bubbling on and on, but I really need to choose a lifestyle. So from what I see here, it's gonna be actually to our advantage to go with the Majesty focus and get much more, I wonder. So we can choose any of these 3 different focuses. So if we choose this, we're gonna get +3 to diplomacy, and that's it. If we choose this, we're going to get +1 to diplomacy, but +1 prestige per month, which is really, really nice. And if we choose family, we're going to have an increased fertility thing. And let me tell you what, our wife is chaste, which means that she has a reduced fertility because she wants to actually have contact and get into temptation with us, not with other people, which is pretty natural and straightforward and is a virtue. However, she cannot have sex all the time with us. I mean, she has to live her own life and, enjoy being a duchess or something. So that's why she has a reduced fertility, because she has a soul partner, and that's us, and she won't be getting into it much more than one would expect her to. So let's choose to focus on our family. Even if we do not choose them, those closest to us are the most important. We get a fertility bonus and we get a diplomacy one, which is good. We want to increase our family. We want to have a bustling family. The dynasty of Aplakes says the dragon falls before the spear. Boom, perfect. Well, to be honest with you, I'd really like to change the dragon part because it doesn't sound too Byzantine. I'm gonna say the eagle. The eagle falls before the spear. And yeah, well, I think that's no, I did something stupid. It's actually, this is what, okay, the dragon falls before the spear is actually a signature thing of Thessalonica, my hometown, because the patron saint of Thessalonica is Saint Demetrius. Well, and Saint Demetrius is not killing the dragon with a spear. That's Saint George, isn't it? Okay, let's go back to the eagle falls before the spear. Right? The eagle falls before the spear. Cool. Meaning that the power of Byzantium only falls before the spear of war or something. I don't know. I just made this up right now. Please bear with me. So let's check our family. We have 2 children. Ioannes, okay, our firstborn. She is an arrogant, craven, vengeful, rowdy individual. She's a vindictive craven. She's a snobbish girl. Well, don't tell her that. So let's educate her. I'm gonna pause right now because I really want to show you that without having the time pass by. So let's choose a guardian for our daughter. She is well versed in the arts of war. She has a martial education. However, in Christianity, we are Orthodox, as I'm going to show you later on. In Christianity, female rulers are not expected to rule, and thus they are not expected to actually be fielded on the field of battle. So females almost all the time won't actually see the face of the battle unless they are of a different religion group or of a different cultural group. However, being a Greek Orthodox, female Greek Orthodox, doesn't allow you to enter the field of battle. So therefore I think that teaching her into the arts of war is actually redundant. Unless she can be some sort of, can she be, let me just double check the martial thing. So strategist, overseer, and gallant. She can be a gallant individual, right? Or she can be an overseer, sorry. By the way, I really love what Paradox Interactive did in that field. They've created a fantastic tooltip where you actually can, browse through here and there, click here and there, like you do in their RPG, Tyranny. Oh my god, it's so good. It has that particular thing, and I really like it. So control growth factor. She can actually be, well, she doesn't need to be a strategist, but she can do other things. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm gonna teach my daughter Okay, if she's well versed in the arts of war, I'm gonna boost that. I'm gonna help her in that. So we have a guardian who's a tough soldier, and he can add here. He can offer her a sufficient education to that field. And he's the only one, right? He's my heteros. So you see here it says heteria. Well, that's an heteros. It means a companion. It comes from Alexander the Great, the one who basically had his friends next to him, and they had the power of a knight. They were so good. So I'm going to refer to these people as knights so as not to confuse you further. So Vasilios is a knight. He's 22 years of old. He's a tough soldier. He has some sort of good education when it comes to martials. And he's gonna teach our daughter how to be a perfect soldier, sort of. Okay, I'm gonna send that proposal to him. Cool. I'm gonna unpause the game and carry on. So Porphyrios is our heir, our son and heir. He's 7 years old. He is charming. He's a charming person, and therefore being trained in diplomacy is good enough, because charming children often do well with diplomacy education. So I wonder, I am a charismatic negotiator, and my level is 3. That's how you estimate that. The maximum is 4, but I am at 3, which is really, really good. Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna teach my son how to do this. You know, son, in order for you to govern these people, you need to learn some things from your old man. That's me. Okay, so we can fabricate a claim for the County of Adrianopolis, but I personally think that the game actually tries to make you fall into a loophole when doing so, so I'm not gonna go for that. But before I proceed further, I've just noticed that our daughter is actually she hasn't been betrothed to anybody. So let's secure an alliance with somebody. Let me tell you more about the alliances. Once again, I've paused the game just to explain some things so as not to be hurried throughout the game. So let's arrange a marriage based on the alliance power. I know that it can be quite bad, but I really so the Kingdom of Makuria, where is that? Really, I think that it's down here. Yeah, it's on the Middle West Africa, so I'm not interested in that marriage. What about the Duchy of Balaton? Where's that? Here. Okay. Banat of Croatia. Yeah, but he's 47 years old. Come on. Principality of Benevento. But I'm not gonna marry my daughter to a Lombard. So first and foremost, as a person, I don't have any problem with anyone, any ethnicity, any religion, nothing, any orientation, nothing whatsoever. I'm pretty much of a liberal person myself. However, when playing the game, I'm gonna try to adopt my ruler's character. So please expect me to say a lot of these things, but what I mean is just for the game and nothing much. Okay, do you know what? I really want my daughter to marry somebody who's part of our Byzantine culture and sharing our religious morals. Cool. So let's check here. And I want him to be of a relevant alliance power. Okay. See? The Prince of Abkhazia, he's 62 years old. Oh God. Or can I choose his courtier, a 60 years old man? Come on. It's worth mentioning that our daughter is 15 years old. So, okay, what about Pancratius? Duchy of Chaldea. Where's the Duchy of Chaldea, by the way? Oh, here it is. So, will I be sending my daughter over there? I wonder. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do so. So, she's gonna marry this guy here. And we're both gonna get prestige. However, shall I try safeguarding a matrilineal marriage? Okay, let's change this a bit. Let's see now. By Trying to safeguard the matrilineal marriage will mean that her children will be part of our family. They will honor the family of Aplakes. County of Thessaloniki. Don't know where that is. Okay, it's quite far, isn't it? By safeguarding an alliance, we also ensure that these people will come to our aid in times of war. Okay, not relevance of alliance power, please. 10 years old. Okay, this guy will actually, the son of Duke Theodosius of Jalvia, is actually gonna marry my daughter, Duchy of Bucelario. That's even better. Jalvia or Bucelarion? Or Paphlagonia? Okay, I'm gonna check all these three options. So let's check the Duchy of Jalvia. They have 800 people. Bucelario 646 and Paphlagonia 400. Okay, I'm gonna go for Jalvia. This guy is a fickle guy. This guy is a brave guy though. Do you know what? This guy, I feel that this guy is gonna benefit from my daughter's personality and training, education. So I'm gonna set for Raphael Cataligis of the Duchy of Bucelarion. Matrilineal marriage, yeah. Okay, so they're gonna accept because they desire an alliance. They're in dire need, aren't they? We're gonna both get 100 of prestige when the marriage commences. He has a lot. So he needs 7 years before he will be able to actually marry himself, so to be married. So send the proposal and let's unpause the game. I'm also gonna try to do so with my son and heir, and hopefully there are gonna be much more ladies out there to create a serious alliance with. Once again, alliance power. So County of Prussia, Duchy. Cool, we've formed an alliance. So I pretty much prefer to go for an alliance with the Duchy because counties are just, territories and that's it. Yeah, let's check. The County of Prussia has 550. The Duchy of Ephesus though has, it has even less, right? But you see, getting married to a Duke actually, it actually grants us this, well, not grants us, we safeguard an alliance with these people, and they're quite close to us. I pretty much like it. So let's marry Romani Krateri. Okay, they're inferior. Oh shit, their military is really low. Okay, doesn't matter. We're gonna get married to a duke though, to a duke's daughter, right? Should I think this through? What do you people think? A county? But a county is a county. I mean, we're not gonna get anything by that. And I really desire some prestige as well. So let's go for Romani. Let's send the proposal. Oh yeah, so Bucelarion accepted that, our proposal. These people, Ephesus is also gonna accept our marriage proposal with our charming son. Cool. So let's check our military. So we have 63 military monthly income. We have 63 money right now. Our levies consist of 638 peasants, so people who act as a cannon fodder. We have 6 knights, which is good. Let's manage our knights. Let's see. Do we have any? There are some knights that don't have that high of a prowess, so we might need, to attract people with more prowess in the future. Count Savatios, remember, our Chancellor, Vassal, and Knight, has been of a real help in the past few days, aiding me in my efforts to strengthen the realm's ties with our neighbors. He has just offered himself again to help me gain Hagan's Manasseh's trust. It's so hard to find someone one can truly rely on these days. This guy is the Khan of Hazaria. In order to show you what that means that he is the Han of that thing here. Okay. Will he be able to actually, strengthen our relations with them? Count Savatius becomes your friend. I think I can handle Hagan Manassi. And we'll be gaining a lot of diplomacy lifestyle experience. But here we won't be gaining anything. We're just gonna get a friend. Well, having a count as a friend is really good. So a vassal being a friend is perfect. Hagan Manassi is not worth the effort. You know what? I'm gonna go on myself. Do we want to though? I mean, will a friendship actually do anything? But it will give us 100 diplomacy lifestyle experience, possibly. Otherwise, she's gonna think less of us, even less than that, than minus 30. Okay. Okay, let's try to do this ourselves. Oh yes, we gained 100 diplomacy lifestyle, and this guy actually likes us a bit more. Not a lot more, but a bit, so. Cool. So I'm gonna wait for our money to increase in order to be able to create a regiment of men-at-arms, and I really want to go for bowmen or pikemen, because as you see here, these units have some terrain effects, and right now Greece is a mountainous area, let me tell you that. So basically, whenever we're fighting in mountains or hills, these guys are gonna excel. And what's more, they also counter light cavalry and heavy cavalry. However, spearmen, so pikemen are spearmen type of units, and they are susceptible to the heavy infantry. But we'll come to that later on. But first and foremost, we need to get 100 money. Okay, so let's check our council. Here you see we've got a steward who has a terrible stewardship skill, but he's a mayor. I don't care. He's not good at all. Wait a minute. Here we have a meritocracy, right? We can't afford to have a steward with 0 skill and a marshal with 2. Therefore, we need to assign Mayor Theophanes to the marshal position, right? Cool. Let me double check. Who has the highest marshal? He does. Okay, so please switch with Mayor Zacharias, my friend. Yes, do the swap. Fantastic. I think Mayor Zacharias is is good at intrigue. 13, right? And Count Leon is good at intrigue as well. So basically, we need to have a better steward. Who has the best stewardship? Count Savatius, right? But then, do we have others with higher diplomacy skill? No, it's Count Savatius again. I think that we need to employ Count Leon of Thessalia to be a steward. Cool. And Mayor Zacharias can be a spy master. So as you have seen here, these advisors are the bread and butter of our rulership. So we have 6 different advisors. Our wife, our bishop, this bishop is assigned by the Patriarch of Constantinople, and 4 other advisors that are responsible for the diplomatical issues, the economical ones, the martial ones, and everything else. So basically the spy master is really good at discovering plots against you or plots against people in your domain, and we really need to be friends with all of them, because otherwise they're gonna be a pain in the ass, I tell you. Okay, let's assign to Count Savatius to deal with foreign affairs. So he's gonna give us more prestige, and he's also gonna help increase the fellow vassal opinion a bit more. So basically everyone in Byzantium is gonna love us if Count Savatius does his job nicely. So the steward, Count Leon of Thessalia, is responsible for gaining money and taxes. That's why we get this here. So basically he's boosting the tax gain a bit. And the marshal is organizing the levies, and he can also train more commanders, and he can reduce the man-at-arms maintenance cost, which is really good. What's more, later on in the game, we're also going to be losing control of our provinces, so he's going to be visiting them, and he's going to be trying to stabilize them. And last but not least, our spy master, our precious friend, he's here to actually learn and see if something is wrong. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So you see that the most of them have a trait here, this means that they are terrified. Even if they hate us, they will rarely oppose us directly. I wonder why. Okay, we don't have a natural dread. We're not scary per se, but I think that these people might be craven. Yeah. These people might be craven, therefore they will rarely oppose us, which is good. It's good to have a vassal who's craven. Not craven, but it's good to have a vassal that's scared of you. Because they won't think twice about they will think twice about revolting against you. Let's check here the issues. You can ask your head of faith for gold. Yes, you've heard correctly. We're gaining a lot of piety. I don't know why that is. Because we're virtuous. We get 1 piety per month because the Orthodoxy really, really appreciates temperate individuals. According to Ioannes, it's best to enjoy things in moderation. Yeah, that's why I'm going to ask of our ecumenical patriarch, Ignatius, to give us 100 coins, but he's going to lose opinion. We're going to be spending a lot of faith, but you know what? A lot of piety, but you know what? It's worth actually. It's nice to be appreciated, especially by the head of your church. So ask for gold. Give me money, old man. Thank you very much. Praise St. Matthew. Here comes a tax refund. Woo-hoo! Perfect. I've considered your plight and decided to grant your request. May these funds help you spread the true faith in your lands. Of course, my dear patriarch, I'm gonna put them just to fine use. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create a man-at-arms regiment, the pikemen that I so wished. And they cost 100 gold, so the church has provided for that. Let me create that, and then I'm gonna check about the coming of age of my daughter. Cool. Fantastic. You see, though, there is some full maintenance here. That's why we're losing a little bit of money, but it's not enough to actually lead us to a deficit. So I'm proud to see my daughter no longer as a child, but as an adult. With sufficient tutelage, even a child that has displayed little natural inclination towards warfare, such as Ioanna, can come to truly understand it. She has known great aptitude both in battle tactics and the management of armies. It's a shame that she will never command armies, though. They grow up fast. She's a skilled tactician and she's a forder. Oh, cool. She's a vindictive craven, though. Come on, Ioanna. Cool. What about our son? Cool. Okay, so everything looks nice. Insofar, the House Aplakes has 3 members, but we're gonna be visiting that quite often. As we play, let me also show you these 3 tabs here. This is our house, as I've shown you before. Right now we're relative obscure into obscurity, so we'll be gaining prestige according to what we are doing in the game. So by marrying off to more prestigious dynasties will actually make us rise and get elevated in front of the rest of the dynasty's eyes. So this is our faith, it's Orthodoxy. They have 3 different, Orthodoxy has 3 different tenets of communion, monasticism, and the pentarchy, which actually makes these things a sin and these things a virtue. So being lustful, gluttonous, deceitful, sadistic, and vengeful is a sin in Orthodox Christianity. But being chaste, temperate, honest, compassionate, and forgiving is a virtue. Which is actually good if you have these because your piety increases. And these tenets, these 3 tenets, allow us to do different things. So our rituals are not merely symbolic. They invoke the very presence of the divine itself. Those who cannot do or do not join us in their practice cannot be true believers. So everything, all is about communion. And that's why we can actually give the head of faith money in exchange for piety. So we can do the reverse thing that we did moments ago, to gain extra piety. Characters who have committed criminal acts may seek indulgences to gain forgiveness for them instead. The heads of faith may excommunicate other characters of the same faith, and being honest is a virtue, but being deceitful is a sin. We also have monasticism. That means that the pleasures of fine food and drink only serve to distract us from service to the divine. Isolating ourselves in remote monasteries is the best way to avoid these temptations. That's why temperance is a virtue and gluttony is a sin, and courtiers can take vows to become monks. And the Pentarchy, our holy sites are more than just sacred places, they are the very seats of power from which our religious leaders rule. And according to that, the Pentarchy means that there are 5 different bishoprics that, not bishoprics, yeah, I think they're called bishoprics, that actually encompass the entire Christianity. So for each holy site held by an Orthodox Christian ruler, we gain extra fervor, the religion gains extra fervor, and we can also perform a pilgrimage to these places. So it's actually good to have this because we can take the boat and go somewhere and visit the grave of a patron saint of Orthodoxy. And the holy sites are Jerusalem, Constantinople, Rome, Alexandria, and Antioch. Right now only Constantinople belongs to Orthodox Christianity. This is after the schism has been initiated. I think so. Otherwise it wouldn't be making any sense. And the last thing is the culture screen. So we are of Greek culture, and the Greek innovations right now are tribal because from the start of the game, we start from that era, the tribal era. And according to what you see here, you see that the green ones have already been researched, and only the culture head can actually initiate that. The culture head right now is the person, the ruler, with the most counties of that particular culture. So basically, our emperor is the culture head of the Greeks. And right now we can create mods. We have a levy reinforcement rate increased because we have researched banners. We can build a nonager. We can build footmen, armored footmen. Okay. And then we have, okay. We have so many things about crown authority and growth and everything, so I'm not going to explain everything just like that, but we'll come to it as soon as something gets researched and revealed. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. So let's start playing. I mean, insofar the game has been unpaused, and right now our Vassilius is defending against who? The Aghlabid Sultanate, the Sultanate of Africa. This one here. I mean, come on, guys. You tried to actually conquer the island of Sicily, right? Okay. But Orleans won the war. Cool. Okay, so I think, what else? Let's check our court. So right now we don't have a physician, so we need one, right? Do we have someone with a good skill of learning? This one is a competent physician. She's a wise woman. Zenobia. Okay, first of all, before I click that, let's hire here. So she only costs 10. Let's recruit here. Cool. And now let's assign here the title of the court physician. Yes. So I paid here 20, and she's now part of our court, and she's now the physician. But before this gets applied, I need to see, I'm ill. I got ill, my mortal body. Dukes or peasant, high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we're all mortals. We're all mortals. I was reminded of this as I woke coughing in the early morning hours, a dull ache pounding through my head and throat. Okay, send for a physician now. No, don't send for a physician. I've already have one. All I want is to stay in bed. We do have a court physician now, so don't be afraid. This woman will actually cure us. Time for treatment. The time has come to treat your cold. If I may be so bold, I would like to recommend an alternative treatment, but the choice is yours, my lord. Because she's a wise woman. Zinovia is yet known for her unconventional but practical approach to religion. She's a wrathful, sadistic, diligent person. Do no more than what's necessary, please. Let's keep everything safe. Zinovia brought me a concoction made from buckthorn and senna. At first I thought the potion ineffectual, but later the same day I felt a churning in my bowels, which sent me running for the privy. As I howled in anguish, Zinovia assured me that the foulness was expelled with my feces. In the end, the cleansing turned out to be just what I needed. For now, the worst of my symptoms are alleviated, and the world seems a little brighter. Woo! Excellent work, Zinovia. She's actually good. Man, it was just 2 clicks, right? Just one day, click, second day, cured. Thank you very much, dear Zinovia. Where are you from, by the way? She's unlanded. She's unmarried. Okay, let's try to arrange a marriage for our precious physician. Oh, she's a bit old. She's 48 years old, even though I want to see Vasilios and Athanasios, my knights, get married to somebody. I don't want to see them married to an older lady per se. They might want to have family. So Vasilios is a rapacious atheist. Let's try to arrange a marriage. Would you settle to marry Valeria, magnanimous paragon? She looks like she's worth even more. You didn't hear that from me, right? Okay, marry off. And Athanasios? Oh man, you're an irrational adventurer. You can't marry anyone else right now. It's a shame. Woyana, rational empath. She's about to leave. I cannot appoint her as a counselor or anything. Neither can she marry anyone. Do you know what I think? Should I hire this guy here? He's a monk. Why should I hire Sergius? He's a physician. I'm not interested in any of these. Okay, these people look quite good, but I'm okay for that. Okay, should we invite some knights? The cost is 150 prestige. I'm not willing to spend that right now. Okay, no. Should we go on a pilgrimage? Will be an event, yeah, it will cost 50. And we will gain piety. Do we need piety? I think I'm gonna be okay without a pilgrimage right now. Besides, I need the money, and with this money that I'm getting, I might be building something. I might be building a castle in Mavruda. Yeah, because basically I cannot build a city or a temple because the Greek culture doesn't have either the city planning or doesn't have the city planning innovation discovered yet. So basically, all that I can build is just, castles. Okay, and our emperor is not going after that. Okay, so let's speed things up a bit. So I'm increasing speed so as to increase the chance of seeing more events here and there. Okay, what about intrigue and everything? Okay, should we sway someone's opinion? Because we can have one type of intrigue per person. We can have a specific target for each type of intrigue that we can have. So basically, do I need to target somebody? So let's check the dispositions of my people. So the council is okay. What about the rest of the court? Okay, my knight. Do I need to actually go for that? No, let's go for our Vasilevs, our emperor. Sway his opinion? Yes. Cool. It's gonna get increased gradually, but it's something. Okay, the reason that I actually want to have people in my court get married off to one another is that they're gonna come off with offsprings, and I can use these offsprings as different functionaries in the court. I can even employ them as knights and everything. So basically, I'm gonna ensure that my court is populated with, you know, progeny and stuff. As I woke this morning and saw rays of sunshine falling through my window, it took me a moment to realize I had slept soundly for the first time in weeks. I did not wake up coughing once. Do you know what? This has happened to me once in my life, and it was so difficult to actually wake up from coughing. I'm glad to be well again. Thank you so much, Zinovia. You're a true friend. Okay, it says here that we have 3 people that we are in relationship with, but I don't see any other than our wards. Our court consists of 12 people. Cool. Our vassals are 4. Our relationships are 3 now. Now they got 2. I don't know. This number is quite fickle, so I don't know what to expect anymore. Okie dokie, so what's next? So we have some decisions. I'm not willing to do any of these right now. We have no factions, so there is a Liberty faction that wants our Vasilevs to lower his crown authority, so it's against our liege. I'm not interested in that, because we try to sway his opinion. We can have a hostile scheme activated, but a hostile scheme means that I'm gonna try to actually assassinate somebody. I don't have an enemy to do that, so I'm not willing to go there per se. Yeah, we were talking about Dread. So Dread is a brand new thing in Crusader Kings 3, and basically it's really good because it shows you how others regard you regardless of disposition. So basically, if you have a high dread, people are afraid of you no matter what. Whether they like you or not, they're gonna do what you want them to because they are afraid of you. Elegantly put, they cannot oppose you should you wish to do something nasty. Okay, so you can declare war on Count Boris. Okay, so Count Boris is the Count of Bulgaria. This is Bulgaria, and we are the blue one here. These are our allies, our 2 allies. We can declare a holy war for a county, but we need to spend 100 faith for that, 100 piety. We can declare war for the county of Strumica, and they are far more superior than we are. So I don't want to declare a holy war against that guy. We can declare a holy war because he is of a different faith, and namely the Tengri faith. Tengri is a different type of faith. So Tengrism is a reformed shamanic faith, and they believe in the blue sky, the god of blue sky, and the fertile earth mother. Oh, it looks so nice. They have esotericism, ancestor worship, sky burials, and their sins are being deceitful, craven, and arbitrary, whereas their virtues are honest, brave, just, and a wise man. We're none of these things, so I'd stick, we consider them evil, I'd stick to Christianity because I'm temperate and I like being, faithful. To my vassal, as an influential dukes, it's only fair that you have a voice on my council. In recognition of this fact, I hereby offer you a position of Chancellor of the Byzantine Empire. We're gonna occupy this position here. I wholeheartedly accept. It gives me more prestige. It gives my fellow vassal opinions plus 20, and we get an increased diplomacy lifestyle experience by 20, which means that, namely, we have, this should be 50, because we already have a 3-star education. So basically this should be 50. $37, yeah, because previously it was 32, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. I think that the game counted this as well. Cool, everything looks great in the Duchy of Thessalonica, and it looks really cool. So you know what? I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. Everything is set up for greatness. We aspire to be such great dukes, such a great duke, and hopefully we're gonna leave our mark in our life. So we are of 34 years of age, we're not old, we are relatively young, and we can do much more things. I'm really expecting my 2 children to be doing something, and I expect my wife to be with a child anytime sooner. That's why I followed such a lifestyle of being, you know, a family guy. So let's see what the future is gonna entail. Thank you very much for your time, and if you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you also wish, feel free to click on the bell button down below so as to be notified as a brand new video goes online. Thank you very much for your time, and see you next time. Bye bye.